Okay.
All right. So my training session is a different one because instead of working with a student or someone at the district office, I'm actually going to walk through a session with my husband. So I am in my office at work and he's at our house right now. This is Kelly. Hi. Kelly is a superintendent of, oh, that's our dog.
Scared me.
Of a TK-8 school, so a lot of what we talk about and plan and just even kind of fill our time with is we talk about school all the time. We've kind of been in the same realm for over 20 years, and I think it's a good ebb and flow, and we challenge each other really well. He challenges me very well.
I hope this will work because the dog's barking during your voice.
That's okay. I think we're good. So the last element for my training videos that I wanted to focus on was I really looked into using Google Classroom as a platform for schools to deliver content. And I did that for a few reasons. One is we were using kind of different platforms all over the place. So we had Schoology for our older kids. The really young kids didn't have much of a platform to communicate with families at all. So that was all done through email. And the middle was a hodgepodge of anything they could find. They were just trying out. So if you were a parent moving through our school system, you might have to learn 5 or 6 different platforms through your TK through 8 years. Or where we really were feeling overwhelmed was if you were a parent who had multiple kids, you might have to try to log in and learn 3 different platforms if you have 3 different kids at different levels. So we made the decision, I think the platform and the learning management system, we just call them LMSs that work best for us, is to let Schoology go, and we're gonna bring Google Classroom to the table for every teacher. So that's what you guys use, right?
Which one?
Google Classroom.
Yes.
Okay. You're grabbing the pup, huh?
I'm trying. She's on my
okay.
leg. Sorry.
Oh, it's totally fine. If you need to get her, just get her.
As I start to grab her, she runs away.
It's fine.
Sorry, Fort Hays State.
So you do Google Classroom for TK through 8. Everybody's on the same platform. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's the direction that we're moving. The other piece that we keep running into is there's a lot of YouTube content that, especially as we've moved to distance learning, after teachers record sessions or record themselves with Screencastify, record themselves teaching, we found that YouTube has the capacity to hold the videos that we're recording, but it's not always safe to just open up YouTube to everybody. So one thing that we're choosing to do to interact with the Google Classroom platform is we're asking each teacher to make a channel that they're embedding their instructional videos to. So students are only going to a teacher channel, and we're not opening up all of YouTube for everybody. So that's been a struggle for us because I don't think we figured out the channel part until recently, but teachers use YouTube all the time. And I don't know about your district, if you guys have it in place or not. You're on mute, sorry. You muted yourself.
Sorry, we do.
No, you're fine. I thought that was.
We do use it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna share with you the way that we set ours up and see what you think, and kind of walk you through and see maybe if you wanna share with your tech guy what we do. So I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. All right, can you see me okay? And you see my Zoom screen? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so built into Google as that platform automatically, when I go to YouTube, and you can try this also, like either with me or maybe on your own. Over here with my little face and my little icon, if I click on that under YouTube, it's linking my Google account to YouTube, and I can start to create a channel. So when I set this up for the first time, I clicked on my little face and I set up a channel. And now every time I'm in YouTube and I click on my icon in Google, all this information comes up for YouTube accounts. The one that I use, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said, okay, I get it.
You're a very good learner.
I'm trying.
So when you log in with yours, and I'm doing this with my school account, so that it's all synced together. So I wouldn't do it with a personal, it's just too complicated. So when I click on my little face, I can come down here to my channel, and this really is where I go all the time. I don't use all the other features down here. So if I click on my channel, oops, I'm going to move my face too. What I can see on here is all the videos that I've downloaded, and all of them have educational content. So they're not the ones that I'm watching for fun or how to repair floors or personal. This is all professional and anything that I'd want my kids to watch. And I've uploaded videos that I've seen, and I've put them into my channel and just moved them into this world. So when students access YouTube, they should only be going to the Lisa Graham channel or to the Jen Vargas channel, depending on who their teacher is. And very rarely do I want to open it up for just research. And I think that's important also. It's really easy to get lost and to lose your way because we haven't blocked all of the side suggestions. And it's amazing how fast kids lose what they're working on and they start clicking through those. And they progressively get worse with content. And it's not anything they're choosing, but they'll click it and then it'll bring up another list of topics. You know how it works. They bring up another list of topics. And before
Yeah, and the older the kid, the more channels they go on anyways.
Exactly.
Instead of doing
So,
what you want them to do.
one thing that would be helpful if I'm a junior high teacher, for example, and I guess I could do this in the elementaries, is all of these headings at the top. This is my home and it should just show all the videos that I've loaded. And I could just play through all of them. I don't have a lot loaded, so my videos match my home right now. But this is the place I wanted to show you that I think would be really important for your teachers. So instead of having kids wade through here and have to pick a math video from a history video and try to find the title and when did I load it and how do I go back to it, we can organize all of these and put them under playlists. So I've created a playlist already, and I had to do that assignment where I had to review 5 technologies and record those and then upload them. All of those are found here on my videos. But I've created a playlist where I've pulled just those 5 things, and they're in a little home right here. So it's like a subcategory for kids. So then I called it, my assignment was new technologies, 5 new technologies. I could create a new playlist in this area. I could do it under my channel. And I might create a playlist called Math for CPM 3. And then my
So if you're a multiple subject teacher, you could do it for every subject matter.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Even if you're in elementary, I think to keep our kids organized, if I have 4 core subjects I'm teaching on, I would create a playlist for each one of those subjects. So one would be called history, and one would be called math, and one would be language arts. So my kids know to go to my playlist to find what it is that I'm wanting them to see. The other option that I talked to some teachers about, which I thought was pretty interesting, was they were thinking of doing playlists by weeks. So your chunk isn't by topic, it's by time. So for the week of June 29th through July 3rd, all the videos for just that week go in that playlist. And then I create a new playlist for the next week. So it would be another way to load it to keep it organized where kids aren't spending tons of time going in and trying to sort through a lot of information.
That makes sense.
Okay. They also could create multiple channels, but I think that becomes really complicated for kids to try to track. So if they could just come to your home site, your channel, your one channel, and then pull up playlists. I think that would be helpful for your teachers. So then to loop that around and embed that back into kind of that Google Classroom platform, that LMS that kind of this big assignment is on. Under Google Classroom, I wonder if I could just pull it up really quick. I don't think I've created one. Oops, I'm in YouTube. Under Google Classroom, there is a way that, there we go. So I'm going to my waffle. Every teacher should have their classroom set up. And I don't think I've set up any classrooms for this account. teacher. I'm setting it up really fast. I'm gonna create a class really quick, and we're gonna call it Graham. So you can see also how fast it is to set up a class. On Google Classroom, there is a stream feature here where I could take my YouTube channel and plug it into my stream. So I could put the link right here, and just like Facebook, that link could either live at the top where kids could click it really quickly so it's embedded into Google Classroom, or where I'd probably put it is over here under the classwork tab. And under this tab, I can create an assignment or a post. And this would just be called my YouTube channel link.
And why would you want to do that versus just giving out the YouTube channel link to the student?
Very good question, Mr. Graham.
Well, you know, I come up with one a year.
I think for our kids and our goal school-wide is that they're only going to one location for all of their resources.
Okay.
And we're getting lost in the shuffle of every program comes with its own site to link to and then its own passcodes. And it becomes, we're keeping them right now on like a 3x5 sheet that kids carry around with them, or like a note card. It's a lot of logins and passwords to remember. So we're trying to shift and navigate all of them into their YouTube channel or their classroom.
Yeah,
So
keep
that
it simple.
They only have to go to that place to keep it simple. That's exactly what it is. So the other thing this does for me, I'm just gonna put, got it. When I create this assignment for kids, they would see it sitting at the top of their assignment board all the time, and all they have to do is click it. The other thing that it does is it helps me track what kids are doing on YouTube, because we have a filter feature called GoGuardian that runs in the background. And I can know the difference through GoGuardian if my kids are on my channel or if they've gone rogue and they're on YouTube somewhere else, because it's going to show me.
Does YouTube show you who's watched your videos?
No.
It'll set it up so you could monitor if you were using it for distance learning.
No, but it'll tell you how many views. So if I'm a teacher and I've loaded, and I expect 60 of my kids to watch it, and I see that 10 have watched that video, I can see the number, but I can't see the content of who it was. Through GoGuardian, I can pull up their history and see really quickly if they've done it or not and what they're watching, but not through YouTube.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So I think that's the integration that we're going for. We're going to try to get through Google Classroom. Every teacher has their YouTube channel set up through Google Classroom. And that's going to be our blend of worlds, to try to keep that open for teachers, but not get us to a place where our kids aren't safe. And we've had a lot of that.
Do you have YouTube or parts of YouTube blocked through your GoGuardian?
We do.
So how does that work with this?
It's a struggle because it's not a direct connection. So it will block it based on maybe the description or the age limit that goes into the videos. It will also look for keywords that are unsafe words, and then it'll block it that way. But there's a whole lot that can filter through the cracks where
Right.
the description doesn't really describe how naughty it really is. And the words make it seem pretty innocent. And then it's not until that video is playing. And as soon as that video is playing, GoGuardian isn't filtering the video anymore. So it can get scary without those stopgap protections.
Right.
But we've also shut it down and said when it was getting too scary and we couldn't monitor it, we just shut it down completely and kind of followed the screen test. And I was surprised at how many teachers had content embedded into YouTube that they needed access to that we just shut them off from.
Okay.
So I was really trying to find a hard balance in between.
Yeah.
So
I could see this being useful for distance learning.
yeah, that's a really good point. I think it's because everything we're going to do on distance learning, depending on if you do live stream or if you do recorded sections and segments that come out. If you're doing the recorded sections and segments, you're going to see that your laptops and your school server don't have enough capacity to store it all. So you need something like an outside source like a YouTube to store all those videos that your teachers are recording. And they need to get them off their laptops also and store them on more of an internet-based site,
Yeah,
because otherwise it's going to slow down too much.
that makes sense.
So I think that's our flow. I think we'll have hiccups. I think there's still going to be holes, but I feel a lot more protected doing it this way than opening up the floodgates and saying, go for it, young ones.
Yeah, no, you're being smart.
Okay.
That's what you wanted me to say, right?
Of course, yes. Okay. Did that make sense? I know that on your end, when you can't walk through it exactly, like when it's not that live, back and forth, it's harder.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. Just, you know, for any school, we got to figure out the thing we were just talking about as far as safety. But if you're putting the links into their Google Classroom, they go beyond that. That's kind of on them anyway. So
Yeah.
It's,
Yep.
You know, just how do we make it available without blocking it, or you know, blocking the bad stuff and making good stuff available.
Mm-hmm. And there's a whole lot of that. I think it's not just YouTube.
But what's great is YouTube provides you the ability to have it saved somewhere. That's neat.
So I went up here just for a little more fun. I went to customize channel. Did you see that?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm going to go back out. I might have just ruined it. Okay. So up here, I was in playlists. You can't add a playlist right from here. So I went up to customize channel.
Okay.
From that customized channel link, I can now set this up so it's class friendly also. I can add a picture of myself or my classroom up here. I can add in artwork to go behind like a banner, like a heading, just like you can in Google Classroom, so they can be compatible. So your kids know right away they're in the right spot just visually. And then down here is where I can add new playlists under my customized channel. So if I click add a new playlist, I'm going to make one called Math CPM 3. I'm going to create that. I can change my picture if I wanted to, so I can customize this also for my kids. And then I can start to load videos into this section.
Do you know if you can take videos from the adoption and whatever adoption and upload them?
I think
now, sometimes they have tutorials.
I think it depends on how they sent them over. If you can download them onto your computer, you can
Then you
upload
could,
to YouTube really quickly.
that
So
makes sense.
if I go to home here, this is my home. It's this little movie guy up here with the plus. If I click on him, I can just click upload video. And anything I have stored on my computer now that's a video, it's just a drag and drop, where I can select that file and then upload it in. And now it's in my YouTube channel and it doesn't live on my computer anymore.
Okay.
The other thing that we did for some of those curriculum videos that are very unique to the curriculum and you can't download them, is we just played them on our computer and recorded them with Screencastify and had different parts where we stopped and we talked about them and then let the video play again and we stopped and we talked about them. And then we uploaded that Screencastify video into YouTube because it was recording the actual video that was playing with teacher input. And I think we talked to a few publishers about the copyright portions of that, and because we're delivering it to our intended audience and it lives in a link that really only our kids should be able to access, it's going to the right people, so recording it isn't breaking a copyright violation. But if I were to send it to you, that might be different. All right.
Makes sense.
So now you can make your own personal, because I know you watch YouTube all the time. If you wanted to now on your own Google account, you could create all these playlists and record all these things and watch them all the time.
I like that idea. Then I'll have to search for them.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen really quick. Right, you could You could give them a house to live in, is what we tell our kids when we organize things electronically. What house do they live in? All
I've
right,
been waiting for that since we got married, the house to live in.
a house to live in. All right, so I think that's kind of as far as I want to go today, is just the blend between Google Classroom as an LMS and then building in that second layer of structure that just keeps our kids safe, that is compatible with each other. So if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think it's a real tool we can all use.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially in these times, it's just, getting everybody on that same sheet of music.
Okay. All right, good
So
thoughts.
good job.
Okay.
Good job.
All right, I'm going to stop recording and then I'll end the video or our session with you and I separate, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you.